Before I introduce the final speaker, today is, of course, about a building and about the importance of facilities. And Michael, you so eloquently said what you have said to me privately and to so many other people publicly, the centrality of them. But as Michael said, facilities aren't facilities without what's in them. And I want to recognize not only the people I already have who've contributed and whose leadership has led to this point, but also the partners that I get to work with each and every day. First on campus, that includes Joan Dennison, the Executive Director of Covenant Place, and Lynn Whittles, the Executive Director of the JCC, and Lou Albert of JF&CS, of Ellen Futterman, who is now at the Light and past leadership at the Light, and also internal here. The work that you see behind me right now and the work that you're going to exhibit here, I've been very supportive of, but this is a project that has been led by my staff. Key to them is Don Hannon, the COO, standing up in the back with Gene Cavender right next to him. It has been led by the support of Mike Weaver and of Diana Mathis, who I hope that you will say thank you to. I'm not sure Diana is here today, but Mike certainly is, who really make this building run. So thank the four of you, and you two in particular, Don especially. It's now my profound honor to introduce the person that really allowed this to move forward and allowed the next phase of Holocaust Museum planning to go forward. One of the best parts of my job is the extraordinary individuals I get to meet, the extraordinary stories they tell, and being moved every day of my work life by those stories and the inspiration that they provide. You all know her, you've all heard from her, and I can only say this is one of the top people. Gloria, thank you for your leadership, your investment. It will be a proud honor to have your name on this complex. Gloria Feldman.
It's really not fair because I have to follow all those wonderful people. Can't hear. Well, hello. It's not fair because I can't compete with all you wonderful people. I hope I can get through this because it's very difficult for me, my story, my whatever. And so, here I am, and I understand your family that tried very, very difficult ways to say, I don't want my name on it. But when you have to deal with Michael Stamber and and all the others, there is no hope. So here I am. I stand here today with a heavy heart and a huge, huge sense of responsibility. Excuse me. I'm constantly asked, why am I philanthropic? And I searched, and I searched for the answer. I can only say that I have seen the worst of humanity, and I felt so strongly that I have no choice but to try to do the little bit that I can for the good of humanity. My late husband and I, and we go back a few days, Harris, worked so hard towards Tikkun Olam. Reuben and I started with nothing, less than nothing. But we had the dream. Our parents went through hell, and yet they were still able to teach us to use the value of education and the importance of spreading up and making a difference. My brother and I are the only ones left, my brother David, to accomplish this dream. David and I are speaking on behalf of our young brothers, our grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, along with the millions of other Holocaust survivors or the ones that were perished during the war. They were murdered, and we need to speak on their behalf. Their voices will never be heard. They were silenced forever. Therefore, it is important to make sure that we have a vibrant federation and the Holocaust Museum and Learning Center in St. Louis to teach future generations the lessons from the Holocaust. It really is not my style to put my name in a public place. I met with Tom Green and then with Michael. And they gave me excellent advice. Not exactly what I wanted to hear, but it was excellent advice. They told me I have to put my name to the project. So my name will be out in the community. And I was told, it's not what you have, it's what you do with what you have. I listened of the best. Look at Michael and Carol, what they have done for our community. While it's very difficult for me, it's my hope and dream that others will join and support us on this journey. Michael has taught me so much through this process. Thank you, Michael. I didn't always like the advice, but I appreciate it. And we are where we are today because of your encouragement and all the other people. I am an eyewitness to the horror of seeing shuls, Torahs, and Jewish entities that were destroyed. My family went from ghetto to Nazi death camps, to trenches, ditches of the forest where there was very little hope, but much despair. I don't think I can get through that. I watched the SS throw my little brother against the tree. Why waste a bullet on a baby? I'm fine. And my other brother was murdered as well. My mother and father somehow managed to keep David and me alive, giving us the only piece of bread that they had. We were freezing, starving, and nearly dead when we were liberated. My parents and David and I couldn't speak about it for a long time. I'm still hearing fears of swastika, and I don't know whether you heard the clanking of those horrible Nazi boots when they marched. I lived through this darkness and terrible times, I'm so thankful that I was able to find light. I am thankful to have my brother David here today and my daughter Cheryl with me. It is not easy for me to tell my story, but I know that it must be told and archived here at the Holocaust Museum and Learning Center so that people will remember the horrible stories for generations to come. Long after the survivors are gone, my hope is that they will keep our voices alive and educate what hatred can do. I have chosen to leave a legacy to follow the footsteps of those that came before me. I wish to carry on the vision of Leo and Sarah Wolf, Bill Kahn, Tom Green, I.E. Millstone, the Coppola family, and so many others that are not here any longer. My goal in supporting the mission of Jewish Federation and the Holocaust Museum and Learning Center is to make sure that history does not repeat itself. No human being should experience the horrors that every survivor lived through. We must continue to teach hate and genocide. We must never just stand by and let this happen again. I really don't know how or why I survived. However, I realized it's my obligation to educate and to dedicate the Kaplan-Feldman complex in memory of my family and all those who perished in the Holocaust. As Michael said, go forward and do what you can. I'm trying. Thank you to everyone in the Jewish Federation and the Holocaust and Learning Center for your dedication and hard work. I hope that you know how much I appreciate. I cannot name individuals because I'm going to mess up. And it took so many people to be here today and through the years, way before I came on board. Thank you. I always like to end on a note of optimism. With triumphant, no matter how they try to destroy us. Therefore, my wish is for a better world for our children and grandchildren, a world of respect, peace, and love for the people of Israel and for all people. I'm almost done. The Talmud teaches us, and I quote, "We did not find the world desolate when we entered. And as our fathers planted for us before we were born, so do we plant for those who will come after us. If we don't, who will?" This has been our guiding light, Reuben's and mine. And I thank you for that, and I thank you for listening to part of my story. And I thank you for everything that you do for our community, for the Federation, for the Holocaust Museum, and for all people. Thank you.
I could not think of a better way to explain why it is we are here for good in St. Louis, and for everything that we do. Thank all of you for coming today. Thank you to the people I mentioned before. Additionally, my senior staff, Nancy Tully, Michael Oberlander, Stephen Cohen, for the work that you do supporting the work that's here. Out in the lobby, we have some refreshments for you, as well as a peek into the active construction that's going on. Thank you all for coming, and thank you, Gloria, Michael, Coppolo family, Harris, for your participation today. Thank you.